In an in-depth interview with the Epoch Times, actor and comedian Jamie Kennedy, widely recognized for his roles as Randy Meeks in the Scream franchise and Malibu's Most Wanted, discussed embarking on a new venture that showcases his multifaceted personality and unfiltered thoughts. He launched his podcast, Hate to Break It to Ya, where he dives into a myriad of topics ranging from so-called conspiracy theories to his candid views on Hollywood's evolving landscape. Mr. Kennedy's switch to podcasting stems from a desire to forge a deeper connection with his audience. "We want a personal, curated experience. I want people to come that really dig what I'm about," Mr. Kennedy explained. He acknowledges the influence of Joe Rogan, attributing Mr. Rogan's pioneering efforts in creating a space for comedians and actors to engage in serious discourse. The Joe Rogan Experience features long-form conversations with a diverse selection of guests ranging from Elon Musk to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Mr. Rogan's podcast is known for its informal and free-flowing nature, often delving into a wide range of topics such as comedy, culture, philosophy, hobbies, science, health, and current events. Mr. Rogan himself is a stand-up comedian with over 20 years of experience, and he has released several comedy specials. However, Mr. Kennedy's podcast is not just about entertainment, it is a platform where he addresses issues like political correctness, censorship, and what he says are the hidden symbols in Hollywood. Reflecting on the state of political correctness in 2024, Mr. Kennedy said, "If somebody wants to hear a comic go off and somebody is blocking them, there are people that are trying to stifle certain beliefs. And some of it is, I can understand if it's hate speech, but some of it is just overcorrection." He highlighted the double standards that comedians face, the stuff people say to me from the stage in an audience, I could never say to them at their job. I would be on the news. But yet comedians get cancelled for words. A comedian's job is to observe the world and point out things that are suspect, Mr. Kennedy asserted, defending the role of humorists in society, pointing out comic legends like George Carlin and Eddie Murphy. This perspective underpins many of his podcast episodes, including discussions on controversial topics like Satanism in Hollywood. Once you become aware of these things, you see them and they're everywhere. And it's undeniable with a lot of this stuff, and it's being exposed. "Look at Hollywood. It's being exposed," he stated. Recently pop singers Sam Smith and Kim Petras performed their hit song, Unholy. Smith wore a hat equipped with devil horns, and Petras danced in a cage while red lights bathed the stage. Mr. Kennedy also addressed what he saw as a shift in public perception towards Hollywood. The general public is losing interest in more things that are Hollywood. Also, people are getting a little grossed out like they're seeing stuff. And they're like, I don't want to support these people. He criticizes the industry's lack of originality, pointing out how many great original things are being made. You know what I mean, and then what are they? Are they being seen as the audience consuming them? There's 100 new series on Netflix. How many have you heard of? 3. Several remakes are slated for box office release in 2024, including reboots of The Crow and The Naked Gun. Despite his critiques, Mr. Kennedy continues to work in the film industry, albeit on his terms. He has an upcoming comedy film with Russell Brand, an independent project he believes mainstream Hollywood would never produce. He remains open to returning to big blockbuster films only if the conditions align with his values and vision. Mr. Kennedy's career has been marked by both cult classics and mainstream hits. Reflecting on his breakthrough role in Scream, he shared, "It was a huge underground hit, like we're talking about like outside of the box, and then made by a rogue studio that was wildly, chance-taking. It was just lightning in a bottle with a legendary director and an unbelievable super genius creator in Kevin Williamson, and the cast that was just. We all just melded so beautifully, and it was literally like, a great piece of art to this day. It's bigger than ever. It's 28 years later, and it's still, I'm so used to seeing Ghostface imagery everywhere. It's wild." Taking pride in his past successes, he acknowledges that big studio projects no longer hold the same allure for him. "I love what I've done. I'm very fortunate," he said. Malibu's Most Wanted is a film he cherishes, born from a desire to make something funny. I just wanted to make something funny. And so it was just a character and started, and I would do it on stage. And then it got very popular on stage, and then I did it in a bit, and then I got my own show, The Jamie Kennedy Experiment. So it was one of the characters in my arsenal, and then I did it as jokes on this show, and then that worked, and then it resonated. And then I went to Warner Brothers, and it was hot like you said. And I just went in. And I'm like, I wanna make a movie around this guy. And so they commissioned this. We wrote the script. And that's how it started. But it started with literally observation of a real person. Looking ahead, Mr. Kennedy is involved in an upcoming science fiction thriller film, Portal in the Pines.